Hello and welcome to Mr. Ridley's Design and Technology. In this clip we're going to look at gluing together the parts of a tangram tray. So I've got the 4 parts here which have all been cut correctly to size. I've cut and sanded my rebate joints on each of the pieces, and what I'm doing here is what we call a dry run. A dry run is not using glue, so here we've got some PVA glue which we're going to use to glue it, but what I'm doing first of all is just trying it and then making sure that the edges on my pieces of softwood are lining up with the edges of my piece of hardboard underneath there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, when I'm satisfied that the joint is correct, I'm going to get a small bead of PVA glue. So just run some PVA glue down there. Also making sure we've made the wood joints, so make sure that the PVA glue goes into the wood joints, and we can just set that down there. The PVA glue takes quite a long time to dry, 4 or 5 hours, so we won't be, we're just going to be setting it in place. There, I've made sure we've got glue on the end there, and I'm pushing that into place, and glue here on the bottom there, can you see that, and in the joints. The glue is water based. If you get it on your clothes you can take it off with a damp cloth, and if we've got any excess glue that also comes off with a damp cloth. I'm putting some glue, if you can see there, on the end. So as you can see there, I'm pushing that into place. One of the glue will dry, although you can see that it's white, it does dry clear, but you can just wipe it off. I'm just wiping it off with my finger, or you can use a damp cloth. And last of all, we can take a tri-square here, and we can just make sure that, you can see there, I'm checking that the corners are square and lined up. Any gaps are pushed down, and then just checking that all around, that that's square and that's glued. Now what you can do, now once that's dry, we could clamp it, but actually it'll just stay in place there with the glue. We now need to leave it for a couple of hours to dry. You can take a small amount of masking tape and just wrap over just to hold it in place, and then just set it down. When you set it down, make sure that it hasn't moved, and as I say, leave it to dry for a couple of hours, and then we're ready to go on to the next stage. So that is gluing the parts together for our tangram tray. Thank you for watching Mr. Ridley's Design and Technology.